Thank you. Appreciate you guys for coming back to our channel, James and Arsley. Thank you for all those likes, subscribes, shares. Um, Trying to get it up, the subscription rate up, shall I say. I was trying to really push it, but that just does not seem to be happening. Things are happening to us. A lot of surprises coming up. A lot of great things are happening for us, so I would have to say. But I was just thinking the last time I was in California, Southern California, and we're all from different parts of the world. Tipping. What do you tip at a restaurant compared to Germany, other parts of the world, here in the Philippines? Uh, One thing about it for sure is you get your waiters. Um, they, they make a living off of these tips. They really do. So when they have a suggestion of what is the average, 15 to 20% is really not a lot. Depends on your bill. Now I've been with family members before, and you're talking about a bill $200 to $500 at one time, and you got to break out, just say 20% on it. Is it a lot? You know, do you tip more? I would tend to believe that if you're getting great service, tip more than your average 15 to 20%. Have I done it in the past? No. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I was like, no. Especially if I had lousy service. Now, if I had good service, I would go above and beyond. No doubt about it. You know, if it was just average service, then they're gonna get that normal 15 to 20%. Most of my service I have had in the United States has been great, and I went above and beyond and blessed them with more. There's no doubt about it. The same thing here applies in the Philippines. Now, Philippines is a little bit different. What do you tip people? It's really hard. Sometimes it's averaging that I know from others. They're telling me 50 pesos to 200 pesos. Now, I was at a restaurant in Cebu one time, and the waitress went above and beyond. She got a 500 peso tip. You know, for them, and for most, that is one day's salary. And you think about it, 500 pesos, less than $10 compared to the United States. If you were to tip that same 500 pesos in the United States, uh, you'd have they would just give you the ugliest look possible. Now, you can't compare the two countries, of course, that I understand, because the standards are different. But here, 500 pesos goes a long way. 200, even 30 pesos goes a long ways. Depends. Example, if you have your motorcycle, your scooter or motor, what they call it, and they put the cardboard on it to keep the sun off and things. Normally that's a 5 peso tip. What? 4 cents, 5 cents. But if you go and double it up, 10 pesos. Now, mind you, they get a lot of customers because they're covering sometimes anywhere from 20, 30 to 50 different motorcycles or scooters at the same time. So they're not doing too bad. But what about the days they're not doing good? Rainy days, uh, the sun isn't shining, or whatever it may be. Um, but then they don't make anything. But these people are out there hustling. We seen a young lady. She had, I believe, it was 3 or 4 kids. She was hustling. She had her older son helping, and you got the other little ones. They're hungry. That's their way of making ends meet, making a living. Same thing in the states. Same thing. College students, older, whoever it is, they're doing this to make a living. their wages are just not there in most of these restaurants. So their survival depends upon that tip. So if you get good service, you know, let's go above and beyond. If you get an average service, you could do the minimum. You know, if it's absolutely lousy service and rude, just I've had that before. You know, then you deal with that a little bit differently. You know, but since I'm here, I even security guard might open the door and I see him all the time. I'll not a handshake. I'll bump him a fist, or at the grocery store, the person who bags my groceries or our groceries, me and Arsley's, you know, I'll bump them a fist, and sometimes we'll go above and beyond, um, and we'll give them a tip sometimes as well, you know, just to show appreciation. Um, and it's a great thing. It goes a long ways. It really, really does. Um, so when you're out there, guys, let's think about these people, young men and women, who are serving us and taking care of us. So whether you're here in the Philippines or Germany or wherever, you know, these people are trying to make a living. Um, and I do understand if you get bad service, yeah, you tend to not want to tip. I get it. I understand it. You know, to each his own. I've been in that situation before. I had bad service and I was pissed off as hell. Example. Well, I don't want to give an example because I don't want to give the name, but just quick example. Hotel in Cebu, 5-star restaurant, and it was something in the food, and yeah, I won't say anything else more about that, but yeah, no. So we had to speak to management about it, and they took care of it. They were really, really great about it. So, but let's tip these people. Let's thank them. They're doing an outstanding job. They're working hard. They're seriously working hard. So, yeah, let's reach out to them as best we can. You know, they have kids, they have families to take care of, and you know, they're working some long hours, guys. Very long hours. So I just wanted to get your opinion. How do you handle that? Are you a tipper? Not a tipper? Small tipper? In the States, do you believe in the 15 to 20%, or you go above and beyond if you got that good service? Here in the Philippines, I'm really curious about that. What do you tip these people, the young men and women here? Throw this out, Jollibee's. One of the workers might have to walk maybe like 15 seconds to my table. A lot of times I give them a 50 peso tip. They don't expect it. Most of them salary is like 460 pesos. Do they get tips in like a place like Jollibee's? No, not at all. Not at all. So when I first started doing it, they were a little surprised. Do I still do it? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. They appreciate it. They work hard, you know. So, like to hear from you guys. What do you think? You know, let's have a kind heart and reach out to these young men and women and show our appreciation as best we can. Thank you and God bless.